week on Storyboard, we have Tinder Global CMO Melissa Hobley speaking to us about dating trends in 2023 and how do Gen Zs date online. We have Anuj Poddar, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Bajaj Electricals Ltd, speaking about Bajaj 2.0 and how are they making the four brands Bajaj, Morphy, Richards, Nirlep and the newly launched Next more aspirational for the Indian consumer. Hello and welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. If you look around you, speak with your friends, you will know that online dating is now the most common way that singles are making new connections. Not only are Gen Zs and millennials using dating apps, but according to a recent survey, over 55% have been in a serious relationship with someone they met on Tinder. In their recent report, The Future of Dating 2023, the online dating platform has some fascinating insights on how Gen Zs are dating online. The last time Tinder raised the curtain on top dating trends for young singles was 2 years ago, in the midst of the pandemic. And since then, life has changed. To better understand where Tinder members find themselves now and how are these attitudes influencing evolving perceptions around love and human connections, we are joined in by Tinder Global CMO Melissa Hobley, and she is also speaking about many things including safety on the platform and how is Tinder actively changing its image to a platform where different types of connections can be made. Melissa, welcome to CNBC-TV18.
Thanks so much for having me.
So after 2 years of gap, Tinder is coming up with the Future of Dating report all over again. So let's speak more about the hunt for love and connections. If we look at the survey numbers, majority of the people under the age of 30 are using dating apps, and over half, which is 55%, and 37% know of someone who have been in a serious relationship with someone they met on Tinder. So what are more of these numbers, if you can share, and tell us more about the state of online dating in 2023, Melissa?
The majority of Gen Z around the world is on a dating app to find their person. And so it's a great time to meet someone, to be on Tinder. We're really proud about the Future of Dating report, which is uncovering what we're seeing with Gen Z, what is driving them, what their deal breakers are, how they're dating, how they're connecting. It's so interesting. And one thing that's fascinating is that Gen Z is redefining dating, and they're doing that in India, they're doing that around the world. It's really impressive and exciting to see.
I was going through the report and many interesting things have come up. If you can shed some light on these trends, and what is the trend that you found most unique, Melissa?
I love that question. So I'll start with what I think was the most unique about the Future of Dating report from Tinder this year is that authenticity matters. Authenticity matters. Gen Z, and here's how that shows up on Tinder. They want you to show up as you are. They don't want perfect photos. They don't want you in front of a fancy sports car, unless that's yours, and maybe it was your savings. They want to see you as you. It's not about perfect. It's not about a certain thing. It's about what matters to you, what drives you, and who you really are. One of the interesting data points in this study is that Gen Z is having a healthier experience dating, and that's according to millennials. More than half of millennials think that 18 to 25-year-olds have a healthier experience dating. We are seeing that and believing that. Another data point that's really interesting, Shibani, is that over half of daters on Tinder are looking for something serious, and that they're finding love, but they're doing it on their terms.
Great. And I remember back, 2 years ago, when this report came out, there was an interesting trend where Indians turned out to be the chattiest on Tinder. I remember that insight very well. But speak about the future. What, according to you, is the future of online dating? What are the new trends that you expect to emerge?
Great question. One of the trends that we're seeing on Tinder is jumping on Tinder when you're 18, it's a rite of passage. You have to be you have to be 18 to use the app. But that for Gen X, for millennials, there was a little bit of stigma. And that's absolutely gone with Gen Z. They are digital natives. They live on their phones, right? They grew up with technology. So how that is informing the way that they date and the way they show up is really, really interesting. And it means things like, well, I use my phone to find a job, to find a school, to adopt a puppy, to buy shoes. And so it's helping me in all these areas of my life. Of course, it should help me find love. It's a really exciting time to be at Tinder because we're seeing so many interesting trends around gender fluidity and around orientation. And they are rejecting a binary construct. They are rejecting these labels of I am a straight woman and I must get married and I must have children and I must do that before I'm 26 and a half. They're rejecting all of that. And they are saying, I will manifest what matters to me. I will find someone that, yes, I want my family to love them and to get along with them. And I want them to care about their family and be close to them too. But I need to find someone that I have that real authentic connection with. And that's a pretty exciting moment. And the last thing I'll say is that women are increasingly calling the shots and to see the growing voice that women have in India, to see them showing up on the apps as they want to see them voicing more and more, I want someone that's going to help me raise kids. I want someone that's going to help me with the house, that it's not labels or expected roles of that we've seen historically. So it's a really, really interesting time, and it's a very good time. It's a very good time to be at Tinder.
Great answer, Melissa. Moving on to my next question. Just a couple of months ago, you launched this global campaign speaking about the different connections that you can make on Tinder. What was the impact of that campaign? And also, was it an attempt to shed that image that Tinder had of, the one-night stand or a hookup app that Tinder had a reputation of early on?
Definitely, yes. We want to address, you're hitting it right on the head. We want to address the hookup perception that Tinder has, which actually isn't true. And I have the wedding invitations from India and countries around the world to prove that. 40% of people on Tinder are looking for something serious, something long-term. And so we wanted to address that. We also want to say the connection that you want is yours for the making, and Gen Z is writing their own rules. They are going to be really clear about what they want. They're saying that on their Tinder profile. They're saying that where they are. And so the global campaign, it starts with a swipe, has been really successful in doing that. And what we wanted to say is there anything more rewarding in your life than finding your person? And the power of that starts with just one swipe. And Shibani, I've had so many really beautiful, sometimes emotional conversations where someone says to me, I never thought I would find someone. I never thought I would find someone. One swipe changed my life.
Wow.
And so that was the sentiment we wanted to hit on.
Dating is difficult, you said it right, and safety concerns make it even harder for consumers to trust dating platforms in a big way. Also, documentaries like Tinder Swindler, they instill that fear in your mind whether it is safe to be or swipe right on Tinder. What are the consumer concerns or user concerns right now, and how you as a marketer are communicating that the platform is safe for your users?
I'm very proud to say in the last 3 years alone, Tinder has rolled out 15 trust and safety features. Things like, does this bother you? If we see that you've gotten a message that we could be something inappropriate, but we're not sure, because Gen Z is really good with slang. Things like, are you sure? If we will block a message from a guy if we're not sure that is an appropriate message. If it's obviously not appropriate, we'll stop it before it gets to you. But if it's difficult to detect that, we'll block those. We'll make it very easy to block and report. Trust and safety is a critical and priority topic at Tinder, and it will always be that way. I think we've done some really interesting things in India. We've done a Let's Talk Consent campaign with a partner in India to help us educate daters on what consent means and how to be more thoughtful about that. So, and those are stories and messages and education that we can push through the app to all of our users. So there's a lot of ways that we're going to continue to tackle trust and safety, be it telling people in the app, be it through public campaigns where we want to address toxic dating culture in general. You know, if you're on Tinder or not, educating folks about what healthier dating culture is and how to feel safe and how to put yourself out there, but know that that you'll be okay. So I think it's an issue I'm really proud of. We have an entire team of engineers at Tinder dedicated to trust and safety, and so you'll continue to see more from Tinder on this over the coming months and years.
Wonderful. Melissa, you moved from OkCupid to Tinder just 1 year ago. What has been the past 1 year been like, and what was your immediate mandate after joining, and how much of it has been achieved so far?
That's a great question. So, yes, I joined Tinder about a year ago. It's been really, really exciting. I am lucky that I was at another dating app before Tinder. And so I understood in the same company, I understood the ecosystem. I understood how the business model, I understood how a dating app works and the mechanics of it and the algorithm and all of those things. So my onboarding, what was easy is the onboarding was a lot easier. I was kind of like going to a new school in like the same family, right? My mandate, though, coming in was to explode this hookup perception, which Tinder actually never said, but is a way that people think about the app, and it's not reality. It's not reality, and so that's why, you know, very quickly we were getting a campaign out called "It Start with a Swipe." Very quickly, we're doing some interesting things tied to culture in India and other parts of the world. Tinder is the #1 dating app in 160 countries. And that is because it works. That is because this app can connect you to someone that you can find deep, meaningful love with and build a family with and introduce to your aunties. And so the power of those stories is what makes me excited to come to work every day and to tell those stories.
How wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today, and thank you for sharing these insights with us, Melissa.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time chatting with you, Shivani.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have Anuj Poddar, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Bajaj Electricals Ltd, speaking about Bajaj 2.0 and how are they making 4 brands, Bajaj, Morphy Richards, Nirlep, and the newly launched Next more aspirational for the Indian consumer.
This car's electric for more reasons than just being woke.
Oh yeah.
And man, the money it saves you is no joke. It's got enough range to get you anywhere!
And it's the go-to park when you get there.
The all-new MG Comet EV, the no-nonsense car.
Because just like us, this car cuts the crap, man.
Witness a transformative conclave where manufacturing industry leaders, technology experts, innovators, policymakers, and stakeholders converge to ignite a powerful conversation around putting India on the fast track to sustainable manufacturing.
Catch Forbes India and CNBC-TV18 present India Inc. on the Moon, powered by Rockwell Automation at this time.
Help Nerves beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Now is the time to participate in the growth of world-class companies in one of the fastest growing economies.
Beat volatility and make your money work for you 24/7 by investing in the best mutual fund schemes to meet your financial goals.
Multiply your money by profitable investing inside
From India's biggest mutual fund managers.
Bandhan Mutual Fund presents MF Corner at these times.
Presented by Bandhan Mutual Fund.
A show that is unmatched.
We tell you stocks to watch out for and which sectors are impacted.
Thought-provoking.
In India, the allocation to equity is about 5 to 10%, which is not beating inflation. So investing aggressively can actually look at even beating inflation.
And will give you maximum value for your money.
It is a good time to look at debt funds as a category. There's no better time than this in that sense to lock in rates for the long term.
A masterclass with India's biggest market experts. Smart money at these times.
Powered by Bandhan Mutual Fund.
Welcome back. Bajaj Electricals is on a premiumization journey. Last year, Bajaj unveiled a new brand positioning using Bajaj Built for Life tagline to reinvent the legacy brand Bajaj and bring in premium and new products across categories. More recently, in the peak summer season, the company launched a new brand Next that intends to engage with upscale urban consumers who expect more from their appliances in terms of experience, technology and design. To tell us more, we are joined in by Anuj Poddar, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Bajaj Electricals Ltd, speaking about Bajaj 2.0. How are they making 4 brands, Bajaj, Morphy Richards, Nirlep and the newly launched Next, more aspirational for the Indian consumer? Listen in. Anuj, welcome to CNBC-TV18. So, Bajaj Electricals has launched a new brand, Next, which plays in the premium consumer appliances space. If you can tell us more about it and what is the need gap that you're fulfilling with this brand?
Thank you, Shivani. Firstly, I just want to say I'm truly excited about this launch, right? And I'll tell you why. And while you said it's premium, of course it's a premium brand. It's for urban, discerning consumers. But the way we see it, it's a high-performance brand, and high-performance products is what we promise under that. And when I say high performance, to us it's 3 things that we're really offering, which is superior technology, superior design, and superior experience. And let me explain that to you. So what we've launched with first is the fans category. In the fans category, when we're saying superior technology, and to your question on the consumer gap or the need gap, it's very simple. All the fans, if you look at in the industry today, were sold on the promise of terms that don't mean anything to a consumer, that RPM, which is high speed, or air delivery, which, what does air delivery mean to a consumer? And I'll tell you technically what it is. It's more air in the room. What we are saying is air thrust, that you will feel better air on your body, on the human body, on the skin. That's what a consumer wants from the fan. And we are actually promising and quantifying that to call it 20% higher air thrust, that you will feel that stronger on your body. And obviously it's backed by technology. It's been 2 years of R&D. We've engineered the motor, we've engineered the blades, we've engineered the design to deliver that. So that's part 1. Part 2, technology, functional needs are not enough. So when we say superior design, look at those fans. I genuinely drool over those fans, okay? I do think it's the best looking fans in the country today. We've got international design studios who partnered with us because these fans are expression of your aesthetics, your lifestyle, your home decor, etc. And lastly, when I say superior experience, everything about this brand is superior experience. From the time you order it, all the communication, the unboxing experience, we've taken efforts on what comes out of the box, call our customer care, see the service agent. Every touch point with the consumer on this brand will spell a difference here.
Yeah, so generally I have seen there is a lot of push towards premiumization by Bajaj Electricals. How is it different from your other premium products?
Bajaj itself is premiumizing, to take your word.
Yeah.
But when I say premiumizing, Bajaj is becoming a more aspirational brand. We are covering all the different price segments. We used to typically operate in the value for money or sub-economy, but we are taking products. Our ASPs are going up across the categories, right? Not that we're vacating value, and I'll come back to that part. But the promise there and the proposition there is different. So we've relaunched Bajaj's Built for Life. So when we're saying, more aspirational products, but they're built to actually last longer, higher durability. I can give you examples of that part. And they'll cut across price segments. So there's a premiumization journey on Bajaj, on price, but on a different attribute of durability. But next is coming on a high performance, which is different. I will give you superior air. And we'll look at the other categories when they come, what that high performance means. An international design feel. Morphy Richards is what we are known for as a premium brand. To me, that premiumness is about a lifestyle brand. It's a convenience brand. So, and it's more mirrored to the modern lifestyle. It's about coffee culture. It's about personal grooming, fashion and looks. It's about baking. And our products are, a stand mixer, a personal grooming, appliances, those kind of lifestyle products, etc. So it's premium, but on very different definitions for each of these brands.
Yeah. Now coming back to Next, it's a new brand. What is going to be the marketing plan, the media plan in the coming months to create more awareness about it, and what all products do we expect from Next in the coming months?
So it's a soft launch, to be honest, as of now. We've launched online only. We are watching it in terms of what is the initial customer response. To be honest, it's good reviews that we're getting so far. I think there's a learning curve we want to take over the next few months before we open it up wider across channels, go into the physical networks, etc. In terms of products, right now we're focused on fans. That's what we're talking about. But in that too, you'll see a rollout of many more fans over the coming months.
Okay. And how has the summer season been so far for Bajaj Electricals? What are the key trends?
So, while everybody complains about the heat, intense heat wave, etc.
That's the season for you. This is the
season.
We're
not complaining. So, the more heat, the more coolers and fans get sold. So, I think we're happy to have had a good, intense summer. We've had bouts of unseasonal rain, which have been little dips in between. But outside of that, I think it's been a good season for both fans and coolers. I would dare to say we are well ahead of industry in terms of growth rate for both of these categories. And it's coming at a good time because at the same time when we're launching more products and segments and the new brand here.
Sure. I'm tempted to ask you, Anuj, what does it take to reinvent a legacy company like Bajaj Electricals? And now you have these 4 distinct brands, which is Next, Morphy Richards, Bajaj Electricals and Nirlep. So what does it take to reinvent?
Short answer, it takes a lot. It's not easy, right?
How did you do that then?
So the first point, like I told you, it starts from the consumer. And we had to flip our thinking into becoming consumer-centric. That we will not think it's our brand, where do we go? We'll think of what the market opportunity, what the segments are, what is the need gap, and then how do we serve that, okay? From that, to repeat, as I said, came the multi-brand strategy, that we will create a house of brands, and which is what we've done. About 2.5, 3 years ago, we embarked on what we call a brand architecture framework. So in this multi-brand, each brand, we defined a matrix of its positioning, price point, product categories, consumer segments, how all of that in the confluence of each of these factors as to where we want to play the game. With that in place, then you have the end game in mind. Then it's more about working back from the end game to where we are, particularly for a legacy brand like Bajaj. That shift between our legacy to where we want to be, it cannot be sudden, it cannot be alienating the existing consumers. So we've tried to do that in a seamless manner, which yet carries along the consumers that you have, but now with a very clear proposition. To give you a little more specific, so Bajaj just stood for trust. Okay, everybody said it's a trusted brand, known brand. But what's the proposition to me? What does trust mean for me as a consumer? I can't eat trust, I can't deliver trust. My appliance has to stand for something. So we extended the definition of trust to saying built for life. Sure. It's a brand, it's a product that will stay with you for life. It stands for durability. It will never fail you, right? So that's a seamless extension. And now what we did, this is not just a marketing slogan or a brand campaign. It took us 2 years to re-engineer all our products to actually deliver superior life. And I'll give you examples. Our mixers come with a lifetime warranty for the blades. Our water heater, this is an industry first, comes with a 10-year warranty on the tanks. Or fans come with a 5-year warranty. So we engineered products to actually back them with these claims and then deliver that brand promise. So to your question on taking a legacy brand, we want to preserve that relationship. We really value that relationship and yet deliver more to all the consumers in that journey.
And in an interview I read somewhere, you're calling it Bajaj 2.0, where you have a plan in place from 2023 to 2026 for the next 3 years. If you can share some details, give us a sneak peek into what the plan is.
Put simply, I would say we just want to stand for distinct products and distinct brands, right? That's the outcome. So when I talk products, we've had a whole plethora of products, huge range and portfolio, etc. But they didn't stand out in the marketplace. So we are trying to innovate, but innovate, when I say innovate, meaningful innovation. Stand for different propositions. And all of these examples that I gave you of the fans, mixers, water heaters, I can tell you for irons, every single product category. Now we're actually pushing the envelope on innovation. Each of these categories will have distinct products across price points. So you're at a value for money price point, we will stand for something distinct. And that in turn leading to a brand sharpening of communication. I just spoke about Bajaj, but so for next also that I spoke about, take Morphy Richards, right? It's just a premium brand, but premium does not stand for anything. There's an international swag to that brand. It has superior design. It's a lifestyle angle that I spoke to you about. It's about convenience. Now we're going to sharpen that communication. Nirlep, which is the fourth brand in the stable, next few months you'll see a very relaunched new sharper positioning for that. So that to me is BL 2.0, that Bajaj Electricals 2.0 will stand for very distinct identity in terms of its products and brands. And certainly 3 years from now, hopefully you and the consumers and market will look at us very differently.
All the best for that. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shivani.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.